Whenever I'm talking to an agent who is struggling, I have learned to ask how many doors they're knocking on. I've also learned to question if they're driving by houses without knocking on doors. Welcome to the Final Expense Sales Academy, the hub for mastering the art of final expense life insurance sales. If you're looking to become a pro in the final expense industry, you're in the right place. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm your host to go through the ins and outs of the final expense business, from tips to tricks to industry insights. We cover everything you need to close deals with confidence, provide true value to your clients, and become a better insurance agent. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get started on elevating your sales game one video at a time. In this episode, we are going to talk about the importance of knocking on every door that you go to in final expense life insurance sales. Whenever I'm talking to an agent who is struggling, I have learned to ask how many doors they're knocking on. I've also learned to question if they're driving by houses without knocking on doors. Let me tell you a story about an agent. I had an agent who was selling consistently a decent amount. They weren't at the top, but they weren't at the bottom. They were just kind of middle of the pack. They were decent. Then all of a sudden, their sales plummeted. They were super consistent, and all of a sudden they're falling down. Like, what's going on? So I'm talking with them, trying to figure out what's going on. I cannot seem to figure out what it is. Everything that they're doing seems right. Then somehow I got onto the discussion of how many leads they were seeing and eventually asked about how many doors that they were knocking on. Come to find out, this agent was driving by houses that they did not think anybody was at home, or it did not look like a house that they would sell. By doing this, they're essentially eliminating leads before they're disqualified. This lowered the amount of clients that they were talking to and lowered their sales. So we addressed the issue and the need to knock on every door. The very next week, I kid you not, they knocked on every door and their sales went right back to where they were. And they stay consistent from that point forward. In final expense life insurance sales, especially with our field, there's a lot of clients who don't own a vehicle, but they're at home. You never really know the situation until you knock on the door. If you are prejudging houses, this can be troublesome as well. I've heard a lot of agents not go buy a house because of the way it looks and whether or not they would sell it. That's what they thought. That's perception. This is not the right way to view things. I have sold policies in all types of houses. You never know what's behind the door until you go knock on it. What do you do if you are guilty of driving by houses and not knocking on doors? This is a simple fix. Just stop today. Start knocking on every door that you have a lead for. If you feel the urge to not knock on the door, resist that urge and knock on it anyways. Just do it. You've already gone all the way there. Why not at least go knock on the door? That urge that you have to not knock on the door is the same urge that got you into the bad habits that got you where you are now, which caused your sales to plummet. So resist the urge, knock on the door. This will maximize your opportunities, maximize your ability to make sales, and maximize your income. So let's correct the issue. Let's get back to knocking on every door that you go to. And let's get in front of as many people as we can and make as many sales as we can. And this will make you an effective and high-producing final expense life insurance agent. If you have any questions, comment below. Be sure to subscribe so that way you catch all the latest content. If you receive something valuable here, share it with your friends, share it on social media, and we will see you in the next episode.